Okay, so we have relative frequency. A frequency is the number of times a given datum, you can just say data, occurs in a data set. So it's the amount of times you see something happening. A relative frequency is the value of the frequency in an interval divided by the total number of data values. So we will be doing some division today. We have some steps here that we need to follow. First step, we're going to find the total number. Sometimes that will be provided. They'll tell you how many people they surveyed. Other times you have to count it up. Be careful that you count very carefully when you find your total, because if you mess up the total, then no matter what you do with the dividing, you'll be wrong with everything. Second, you'll create a fraction of each of the frequencies. An example I provided here for you was 2 over 40. That's a fraction. Third, you will divide each fraction to get your relative frequency as a decimal. So what we will do mathematically today is to change or convert a fraction to a decimal. Here's a reminder here. To make a fraction a decimal, you divide the numerator by the denominator. All the relative frequencies would add up to 1, except for any rounding errors. Okay, so I have provided you with a frequency table. The first step said to find the total number. This is what I'm looking for, since it doesn't tell me how many people I have asked, so I have to add that up to get a total. Go ahead and add that up and see what you get as a total. Okay, so you do get 20. Now you're going to make all of those numbers fractions. So this is going to be 4 over 20, 5 over 20, 2 over 20, 6 over 20, and 3 over 20. 4 divided by 20. 4 is the first number you say that goes under your division sign. Your denominator goes outside. Does 20 go into 4? Put an X. Decimal, 0. How many 20s in 40? 2. You're done. Decimal goes straight up. The relative frequency of 4/20ths is 2/10. Now we will divide 5 by 20. And if you see a number over on the right-hand side that you see more than one time, it doesn't happen here, but on your homework you'll see multiple 2s or multiple 1s. You don't need to divide it out every time. You need to do it one time, and then you can go ahead and use that same answer. Okay? So although you have 2 questions today on your homework, some of the numbers are repeated, so you're not doing that much math. There's probably 10 total problems. Does 20 go into 5? Decimal, 0. How many 20s in 50? 2. Subtract and put a 0. How many 20s in 100? 5. The relative frequency of 5/20ths is 25/100ths. Two 20ths. Does 20 go into 2? Decimal, 0. How many 20s in 20? 1. Decimal goes straight up. Okay, so rounding, right at the very top, I want to go over, because most of the directions will tell you to round to the nearest thousands. When you round to the nearest thousandths, you actually need to go 4 places past the decimal. I'm putting zeros here, not that your numbers are going to be zeros. I'm saying you have to go 4 places past the decimal. This number right here is going to tell you what happens with this third number. If this 0 is 4 or lower, you will keep this number here. If this number is 5 or higher, you go up 1 number. So let's put a couple of examples here. I'm just going to make them up. Let's say I'm dividing and I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Just making up an example. I underline that 4. It tells me to do what with the 3? Keep it. So this would round to decimal 1, 2, 3. You do not put anything behind that 3. Don't put a 0. When you're rounding to the thousandths, your number stops in the thousandths. So this is the tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Let's try 7, 8, 7, 8. The 8 tells the 7 to do what? Go up 1. So this would round to decimal 7, 8, 8.